Hello there and welcome to Chris's Retro Corner. I'm Chris, this is my Retro Corner, and this is my Commodore Vic20. In a previous video we had a quick look at this, pulled it out of the box, chatted about it for a little while. I believe I got this when I was about 9 years old. I previously said it was Christmas. I'm not sure. I think it might have been about birthday time. I'm really not quite sure. So I shall have to have a quick chat with my Uncle Terry, and I'm sure he can set me straight on that. But there we go. There she is, and how lovely she is as well. All complete. Later model power socket there. There we go. So, I said I was going to clean this up. So let's get started. Not even sure where to start, to be quite honest. I think what I'm going to do is take it apart, just so we can remove the keyboard and get to the pieces of the case nicely. Never taken this before. Never taken this apart before. So I'm actually quite excited to see what's inside. I suspect that it's a short board. I think you can see the edge of the circuit board just there. Sort of the main board, motherboard. But if it's a shorter board, then it's a later model one. As I was suggesting with the power socket, I think it's a later model power socket, not just the 2-pin variety. I'll come back for that one, I think. So it'll be quite interesting to see what assembly number main board is in this. Okay. Yes, there we go. Super. I was hoping there wasn't anything under the feet. I didn't think there was, but okay. Right. So we're going to have to go this way up. Carefully have a look inside. I don't want to pull any keyboard connectors. Okay, for the benefit of the camera, you can see what I can see there, just about. So you can see that we've got a little plug here for the power LED, and then we've got quite a long keyboard connector. Like I said, this is the first time I've taken one of these apart, so bear with me. Oh, there we go. Cool there. Excellent. And there's the keyboard connector. Take that out. Oh, everything's really fragile. I want to be very, very careful with this. So there we go. First look at the board while we're here. So it is indeed, it's a shorter board, a reduced chipset. So it's a CR model. It's a cost-reduced model. Exactly the same functionality. Probably a few less chips on the board. A little cheaper to produce towards the end of the life of this particular model. Slow and easy. There we go. Lovely. So that's our keyboard. We'll come back to that in a second, and we'll have a slightly closer look at this. Sorry, I should probably speak on camera a little bit more. 6502. There's our processor over here. Oh, fantastic. Ooh, looks like a dead moth. Lovely. Obviously that helps the computer to run. all computers require a dead moth somewhere in them. Lovely. Right. Okay. Enough looking. Let's see if we can take the circuit board out. Cool. Blimey. Right. I think that's holding that on. So I think I'm okay with that. It's a slightly different screw type as well. So we are going to leave that there. How many more screws have we got? Oh, one hiding under there, I think. That'll come out in a second. It's very compact design, very elegant, and not at all unfamiliar. Very similar to my Commodore 64 board. Lovely. Let's grab that screw. Pop that to one side as well. Maybe the other side. Give me a little bit more space. Okay, so that's the bottom of our case. Not too bad, apart from the ingress of dust, of which there's a lot. So, just off camera, I am going to see if I can scrape some of that dust straight into the bin. Could argue that it's part of the heritage of the machine. I'm a bit funny like that, and I kind of want it spick and span. Not sort of 40 years worth of dust in it. Okay, let's grab a cloth and start cleaning. A passing thought, I do wonder how the inside of the Vic20 marries up with the outside colour-wise. Okay, fair enough. It's grubby, I know that, but that's not a million miles away. It hasn't actually been covered over, so it's probably been out of the worst of the sunshine. Okay, all right, fair enough. probably is still a little bit yellow. Few markings there. Hopefully they'll come off without too much oh dear, I was going to say too much effort, but you can actually feel that that's a mark in the plastic. Now I've seen this before where sometimes leads that old plastics are left on top of seem to react with the covering on the lead, and they do make quite deep marks sometimes. This is one of them, worse luck, in the bottom of the plastic, just where you've just left the computer on the lead, just over a period of time. I don't know why, but they tend to leave a bit of a mark. I think there I've had a little sticker. I had one underneath the Amiga with my name and address on a dyno label, and then covered over with some sticky back plastic. Similar sort of thing here. I think I had my name and address on a little paper label, in the hope that if somebody were to nick my little Vic20, I might get it back. But obviously I've taken that off at some point in the past. There we go. We'll do a quick side-by-side comparison, as it were. I'm not done yet, but yeah, quick before and after. There we go. Suffice to say, it's looking an awful lot better already. Something deeply satisfying about watching all this grime come off here. It's like peeling back the years for this poor little Vic20. I think I see a bit that I missed. Well, I think that's got the worst of it off. We'll come back to those marks in just a bit. Right, so let's get in on this. See if we can take the keyboard off. Take the keyboard out of the way. Aha, almost. Ooh, ooh, yuck. There. I wasn't a filthy lad, honest. But yeah, that doesn't look so good, does it? Just give the top a light going over. I can't imagine that it's too dirty. What do we say about moths? Is that a moth? Is that a bit of paper? Curious. No idea what that is, but in the bin it goes. I'll bet you anything that's a teeny weeny bit of one of those butterscotch blocks. Who knows those? Who knows those? My mum's parents used to have butterscotch blocks. I don't know where they got them from. Probably Woolworths. What's Woolworths? I hear you cry. Look it up. Use Google. Every high street that there was in the UK had a Woolworths with a pick and mix selection. remember those days very well indeed. You can't buy pick and mix nowadays. It costs you about £20 a 100 grams. Didn't used to. Trying to get a little bit of the cotton bud off the end there, so I can get into this grill. Try that bit again. Okay. Ooh, nasty. Okay, let's pop this over and give it the once over. Should we do half and half? Let's see what happens. There's a couple of marks here, just there, and another one just here. And I remember I had something written on a piece of paper and I stuck it on the top, and rather than cut the sellotape off the computer, yeah, what a bad idea. I used a little craft knife or something to cut the tape to size when it was on the computer. Silly idea, Chris. Too late now. Do love these Commodore badges. Absolutely gorgeous. They're textured as well, very fine grooves on I believe a diagonal, so they just kind of catch the light and shimmer. They do look absolutely lovely. Well, I'm by no means done, and yet again, after, before, oh, terrible, poor little Vic20. I am sorry. I will take much better care of you from now on. Okay, swap to a better cloth, and we'll carry on. Let's turn our attention to some of the darker marks on this case. as we have done before, try a little bit of baking powder first, and just see how this brightens things up. Lovely. That is looking a lot better. Let's turn our attention to the keyboard, shall we? Just having a quick look here. It's predominantly just dusty. It's not particularly mucky, it's just a bit dusty, so we'll see what we can do to clean this up as well. And before we say anything, I've got a keycap puller on order, so I will revisit this and I will do it properly. Ooh, nice. Tell you what, let's take this off camera for a second and give it a little bit of a blow. It's a bit better. Notice we've got a sticky key over here. We've got a sticky 9 key. A sticky 9 key. Oh, it's not too bad. When I said take it off camera and give it a little bit of a blow, you didn't think I meant was compressed air, like a can of compressed air, did you? Yeah, I've got one of those somewhere around. Oh, there we go, spray duster. Ah, could have done that, couldn't I? Let's try that again. Not quite sure which method was better. Alright, let's get in on these keys. So what I've found, trying to get in between the keys, is a small flat-headed screwdriver. Use the slightly bigger end there, and a damp cloth. Remember, I said I've got a keycap puller on order, so we'll see this properly again at some point soon. For now, I'm just gonna get the worst off it. Have a close-up look and see if that looks any better. Sort of, I think is the answer. It's possibly not ideal yet, but it's a lot better than it was. That looks a lot better. Okay. And onto the motherboard. So let's have a look at getting these dark marks off the bottom of the case. As you can see, most of these marks are coming off, but because that's literally melted in, I don't think that one's going to. I think you'll agree. That's looking an awful lot better than it did do when we first saw it. So, let's have a look at the system board. If we zoom in just a little bit, see it's actually in quite nice nick. If we, here we go. Turn that over. See, it really is very clean. Okay. Let's go back to the information at the top there. I'm pretty sure that's not going to focus. There we go. It's picking up too much of the mat underneath it. If we have a zoom in, we can see it's a 1982 board, specifically assembly number 250403. So revision D. My betting is that's a very late board in the life of the VIC-20. So let's give this a little bit of going over. See if we can clean this up a little bit. Just using a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Give that a quick spritz. So that moth's going to have to go. Let's give that a quick blowing over with a little bit of air duster. Off camera and into the bin. Okay, I think that's changed very little, I'll be honest. So let's give this another misting over. We'll sit to work. No idea what that is. Gross. There we go. It's gone for good now. Let's pop the fuse out while we're here and just clean those up. Pretty dirty there. Not massively better, but a bit so. And also, I don't know if you can see that, the filament's fine, so that shouldn't give us too many problems. Is anyone as keen as I am to see what's in there? I'm expecting the Vic chip. Wow, it's barely even dusty. And we'll carry on. Okay, job done. So, let's see if we can get this back in the case. So, unfortunately our serial number sticker has come off. So let's see what we can do about that. So what I'm thinking for this is, if I can, cover the back of the sticker with double-sided sticky tape, and then apply it back to the case. This reminds me of smoothing out a Cadbury's cream egg foil wrapper. Anybody done that? Love doing that as a kid. I love doing that now. So yeah, good fun. Move that up just a little bit. There we go. Good as new. Always a good idea to spin the screws anti-clockwise before. There we go. Before screwing them in again. One more over here. Okay. So that avoids cross-threading the plastic. Make sure that's all looking good. Yep. Lovely. So that to one side. We need to marry up our keyboard and our top cover. So that's the keyboard back in the top cover. So let's marry up these two bits. Sure which way around that goes. I should have paid a little bit more attention when I took it off. And for the second time, definitely should have paid more attention when I took that connector off as well. There we go. Made that look quite hard, and it really wasn't. Just the case screws to go. And there she is. There's only one question to answer. actually switch on or not. I wasn't going to. I wanted to change the capacitors on the board, but as I've been cleaning it up, I do think they look like they're in very good condition. They're not split. They've not leaked onto the board. It's a late revision board. They're known to be a little bit more robust and resilient. I'm exceptionally keen on trying this out, so let's give it a go. Need my trusty modern Commodore 64 power supply. Not going to try one of the older varieties and chance anything. So that's off. Let's pop this in front. Right. Really quite excited by this. I honestly cannot remember the last time that I've switched this on. It might not come on. It might not come in. I just don't know. So let's have a quick look. I can remember which lead does what. That looks like the video lead to me. Just make sure we're off here as well. Right. The telly on. Incidentally, I'm going to give them a quick plug. I'm using a Retro Computer Shack cable here. These are really good quality cables. I've had a couple of chats with the proprietor over a couple of cables. He's been exceptionally helpful. Getting cables working. He's very, very knowledgeable. I heartily recommend his cables. Very good indeed. So, double checking. So our modern power supply is off. Commute's off. Let's pop it to the correct channel. Hope it's the correct channel. We'll find out in a second. Do we flick that switch or do we flick that switch? Who knows? Let's flick this one first. Okay. In the moment of truth, I'm either going to laugh or cry. It's one or the other. Fantastic. Look at that. Absolutely awesome. Oh, brilliant. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Very happy with that indeed. So let's give something a go quickly. Fantastic. You wouldn't believe how chuffed I am at that. Absolutely brilliant. I'm blown away, I'm gobsmacked. That's fantastic. Looking forward to having a little bit of fun with this off camera very shortly. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again in another video soon. So, let's see what we can do with this. Right, mobile phone. Where are we? There we go. MP3 to C64. It will work for the VIC-20. Let's pop that off again actually. really worried it's not going to come back on again. Okay. Now I have downloaded the game. My Vic20 came with a Commodore cassette that had got 4 games on it, a Frogger clone called Hobbit, I think it was. And yeah, so let's have a quick look. Using Tap Dancer here, just to play quite a few sort of old computer tape files. I've extracted that, so hopefully that should be good to go. The volume's quite high. Shift run stop, so it's searching. Press play on tape. I'll have to press spacebar to continue loading in a second, I'm sure. If it's even hearing anything, yes. Oh, it's doing it. There we go. And yeah, the other game I played was this, Blitz. Got a while to go. Let's pop the volume up. And there we go. Look at that. Oh, fantastic. Blitz by Commodore UK. Commodore UK. So the object of the game is to flatten the city so that you can land your aeroplane on the ground. Excellent. Who's never wanted to flatten an entire city just to land their aeroplane? You control the dropping of bombs by pressing space. Press F1 to play. I have not played this game in literally like 32 years. Certainly not on this computer. Wow. Excellent stuff. Right. Need to be quite quick in. You can't drop a second bomb. You can't drop a second bomb until your first one has started having some form of finished flattening. I think it's about 5 or 6 units of these. I'm sorry, I'm smirking too much. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna need to get that one, aren't I? Really soon. And now I'm gonna have to start doubling this up, or else I'm going to die. Oh, it's a wasted run. It's not going to happen. Oh, here we go. Oh, I hated that sound so badly. There we go. So, might be 32 years plus, but I've still got no better at this game. Thanks for joining me. Take care now, and I'll see you again soon.